What's up, everybody, and welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I am Eric. On the bar for today, Glenmorangie, 10 years old, single malt Scotch whiskey. As always here on the channel, nose taste finish review of this single malt. I'll tell you a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts, a final score, and I will leave you with a malt musing. But first, a bit about Glenmorangie and its 10-year-old whiskey. So, Glenmorangie Distillery, located in the Highland region of Scotland, and is known for having the tallest stills in Scotland. Glenmorangie is a very soft, mellow whiskey for the most part, and that is due in no small part to these tall stills, which prevent a lot of the heavier stuff in the distillate from reaching the top. So they only get really the lightest stuff that comes through, and that is definitely a testament to the style of the whiskey that they make. If you've ever had one before, you will know it is a very soft whiskey. This 10 years old in particular is bottled at 43% ABV. It is, let's see, balances honeyed sweetness with some notes of citrus. There's some other tasting notes, which we will avoid. This is what the bottle looks like. They have a very kind of elegant looking bottle. The box itself, something like this. A bunch of writing on the back kind of about their distillate and the process. It does not say anything, however, about natural color or chill filtration, so we can assume that they've probably added some color to this and that it has been chill filtered. However, the interesting thing about Glenmorangie 10 outside of that, this is routinely the most consumed single malt whiskey in Scotland. It is always near the top of the list, usually number one or in that top 3 range. So this is a whiskey that a lot of folks in Scotland reach for. Okay, now that you got a little background on the distillery, let's get some of this 10-year-old in the glass. See what we're working with here. All right. As I mentioned, this is probably not a natural color, but that is what we are looking at. Very light, nice kind of light gold color. Let's get into the nose. Sweet, a little bit of spice. It's pretty soft, pretty palatable, you can tell. Nothing really jumping out. There is a bready note to it, kind of like cereal. It's that malted barley note. Some honey. Citrus, as it mentioned, definitely coming out. It's like a light lemon note. There's also some like pear, maybe apple, and vanilla. It does not say what this is aged in, but from my understanding, it is all ex-bourbon. And you are getting some kind of soft, nice bourbon notes. Vanilla cream. As I said, there's also some very light caramel. These are not dark bourbon notes or dark fruit notes. Yeah, a little bit of spice. It's almost like nutmeg. Sweet and inviting. Okay, let's give this a taste. Cilantro. Very round, pretty soft on the arrival, but has a decent body to it. It's sweet, vanilla. Again, a little bit of that pear, slight citrus bite as it develops. Nothing really aggressive or assertive at all on this whiskey. It does have a little bit of complexity though. I'm starting to get some, again, those maybe brighter red fruits now. It's like a very, very ripe red apple. Maybe some dried fruit like apricot. A little bit of a pepper spice, but not aggressive at all. About a medium finish. Right on the end, there's a little hint of chocolate. Really enjoyed the finish. Let's put a little water on this. 43% ABV. I'm going to do just about a half teaspoon here. Let's see what else happens here in the glass. Again, it's like shortbread, cereal kind of note. There's some graininess, despite this being a malt. A little bit of an edge on it as well. It's not alcohol, but maybe a slight menthol note. Fruit seems to have taken a bit of a step back here with water, showcasing a bit more of the kind of bourbon notes here. Now I'm starting to get more of the chocolate on the nose. It's like dark chocolate or baking chocolate. That vanilla. There's also just a slight nuttiness. And that citrus, orange, lemon. The orange is really coming out here on the nose with water. This has opened up quite nice. Second taste here. Again, soft, somewhat delicate. It does give you, though, a really satisfying mouthfeel on this. It's medium in its viscosity. So with the addition of water, I think the citrus notes are coming out a lot more. That shortbread kind of, just baked bread note is coming through quite nicely, as it was neat, but this is really showcasing more of those zesty citrus notes. Again, bourbon stuff is there as it goes into still a medium finish. It's creamy, orange, vanilla, slight kind of borderlining on a light coffee bean kind of note. One more taste. Yeah, the addition of water definitely makes this a bit more vibrant. As I said, those zesty notes are coming out a bit more now. Little sharper citrus. Okay, so bottle of Glenmorangie 10. You will find anywhere good whiskey is sold. I mean, this is not a rare whiskey at all. You can find this in the States probably right around $40 range. So this is about as entry level as it gets for a single malt Scotch. It is definitely a solid value at that price. Okay, so final thoughts here. This is the ultimate beginner whiskey. For people who are trying to get into Scotch, especially if you are a bourbon fan, just starting to want to try some Scotches, this is a really good one to start with. It is in a small group of companies as far as great intros to Scotch. The price is good at $40 USD. It has a decent amount of complexity. It's not aggressive. I think people who even aren't whiskey fans but maybe want to try it, this would also be good for them. So not just for people who are transitioning maybe from bourbon and wanting to try single malts. This one is just perfect for that. I think for more advanced drinkers, this is not a whiskey that you really need to have on your bar anymore, but it definitely holds its place as a standout in that beginner Scotch range. So I got good praise here for the Glenmorangie Original 10. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5, which means I do recommend you get yourself a bottle of this if you find it at a good price, but definitely worth trying. Cool. All right, y'all. I am going to enjoy this final sips of this dram here. And until then, I will catch you next week here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. We are doing a 10-year-old every single Friday here to mark the 10th month of the year, October. Do hit subscribe. That'll make sure you don't miss any of my reviews this month or in the future. And until then, I'll catch you next Friday. Salam, y'all. Be well.